Yeah, take two here for Sports Dribble podcast, joined by Dava and BJ fellas.
Evening, everyone.
At
Hey,
least you
mate.
guys can talk. Hey, take two. That's the first time we've ever had to do a take two here. Usually we just throw it on there, but mate, I couldn't speak.
Must be the jersey you're wearing.
Mate, how good is it? Hey,
Uh,
Mahomes, what a
no,
legend.
no choking there, I suppose. But
That was a quality game. It was a quality game indeed. In the other game though, pretty sad to see Brock Purdy go out the way he did.
yeah, poor bugger.
Pretty messed up.
It
But
was.
yeah. What about sport for the week, Dave? I know you've fresh off the COVID list, mate. Did you get a game in?
Yeah, got a game in Saturday. I was the only member of the family to sort of get a game, thanks to me passing on the virus to the family. But unfortunately, we went down again. We struggled a little bit since Christmas, but yeah, got out for 21. Old mate came on bowling pretty quick, so I thought, yeah, I've got him down right. Then all of a sudden, he's let go of this slow ball. Other hand, it's like, oh shit, that's a slow ball, but the body was already through. So yeah, I got out for 21, and at that stage we were 5 for 26. So
Wow.
not a good start, but we got up to 88, but they got there with about 5 overs to spare. So uh,
Nice.
still top of the table, which is nice. So we just got to get a bit of form back, but any game's a good game.
Yep, mate. And it's 21 runs that you put against the daughter because she didn't get to play.
Oh, they're trying to get me on a technicality that it's going to go on averages, sort of like it's not going to be runs past the post. It's going to be the runs past post divided by the games played. So I'm screwed
Nah,
anyway.
come on.
Can't change the post halfway. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
No, most runs in the calendar year, isn't it?
yeah. But the weird part was we played at Adcock Park where the baseball diamonds were. Of
Yeah,
course,
right.
they've taken out the baseball diamonds at Adcock. They've now thrown a cricket pitch right in where centre field was. So it was quite strange, sort of having a game of cricket in where the baseball fields used to be.
Where'd you field, mate? First base?
Yeah, no, sort of left field. I was at left field and sort of looking around, and it just was surreal.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
Playing 400 million games there at Adcock Park, it would feel pretty strange.
Yeah.
But you, Randall, any sport, mate?
Mate, yeah, we had the Osball over last week.
Yep.
The Summer Sizzler. Young bloke had a bit of a run on the final day there.
Yep.
Dipped his toe into some tour ball, and yeah, he loved it. Might
Yep.
have gone 0 for 4 with four punch outs, but that's all right. He
Had a
did tick
go.
one. He ticked one, but yeah, he enjoyed it. Other than that, though, we had a lot of sport watching over the weekend. A lot of time in the pool for us. It was pretty warm here. And then yeah, basketball was back tonight, so the young fella was off to basketball again. Returned from after Christmas break.
Nice and humid in there, I bet, mate.
Yeah, mate, they did say it was a good 4 or 5 degrees warmer up there than what it was here, closer to the coast. But he enjoyed it nonetheless, mate, as they always do.
Yep.
What about yourself?
Mate, just back at school things. Young fella started school today. Quote, I'm never going back again. It's a big school. It's a good one, mate. We'll see how that fares for
We've,
you tomorrow.
we've all said that.
I thought it was I'm never drinking again, but yeah.
That comes after
Anyway,
school.
yeah, and yeah, so school things, and then yeah, the girls are deciding what dance school they're going to. Then there might be a little bit of a change for the little huttos, so they've tried out a new dance school and a few things going on there with that. So they're balls in their court now to see where they want to go.
Watch your space.
Yeah, so
Nice.
not sure where they'll be. Yeah, it's up to them what they want to do. So be a little bit going on there.
Still a lot of dancing though, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a lot of dancing.
Back to
Yeah.
every day of the week, I'm sure.
Nah, mate. No, not every day. Yeah, only 6, you know.
Ah, sorry.
No, not quite. Right, let's get into the tidbits, fellas. I'm gonna crack this one here. The old Hawkesbury Pale Ale. Oh, Pacific Ale, sorry. Randall's got the Pale Ale.
Get amongst it. How good is it?
We went down to Hawkesbury tap house there to have a beer with Davo, but Davo couldn't make it because he had COVID. So we still went down and tried the range out, Randall, didn't we?
We did. We had a run of everything they had. So that was a good little afternoon on a Saturday.
Tough
Nice
job,
and
but
warm.
someone's got to do it.
Mate, you got to try the wares, don't you? I walked away a happy man, very happy. Yeah, a little squealer didn't last too long. That was gone by that afternoon. But yeah, really enjoyed some of their beers down there.
Yeah, it's a good setup they've got.
Absolutely
Unreal.
great setup. Not just obviously for the beers, they got, a massive area there the kids can run around, and they're building different things for the kids. They've got a massive screen, watch a sport.
Bringing in live music. They've sent out a call for musos. I think it's for maybe a Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
Sort of go up there, have a few beers. The food trucks are there. Listen to some music, watch some sport. It's not a bad way to go.
Yeah. I heard there was a couple of blokes going to do a podcast there soon as well, a live show. So we'll keep you posted on that. We've got to go down and do a few more sound checks, I think, Randall.
Yeah, they're probably not real good though, but they'll turn up. They'll have a go.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, so
It will
this
be lubricated.
Well, that makes for a better podcast, as we all know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think we'll have to go down and do a few sound checks. I think maybe one or two, and go down with the family and some friends and show them what it's like. It's a pretty good venue down there.
It is really good. Not just a good range of beers, but yeah, like we said, plenty of space down there and a good area.
Yeah, all the staff too were unreal. They so chill, so laid back. Just it was just it was a good atmosphere, good ambience about it. Ambience.
Yeah. All right. This week's tidbits is sponsored by Hawkesbury Brewing Co. Fellas. Great to have them on board. Couple of beers in here. Who wants to kick us off for the tidbits?
Yeah, why not? I don't care. What do you reckon, Randall?
Yeah, I can go first, mate. So just had to find me tidbits. I wasn't prepared as usual. So I've got a couple that are a couple of baseball ones as per usual for me. They're based around stats actually. So this one will really blow your mind. People who have walked on the moon, 12. Earned runs allowed by Mariano Rivera in postseason games, 11.
Freak.
That's ridiculous. How many postseasons do you reckon he went to?
And I was going to say that's a lot of innings too, even though he's only a closer.
Like he went to a lot of postseasons there. Like that was the Yankees were pretty strong there while he was playing.
Pretty much nearly every year he was there. Like he started in 95. He was a setup man. Was it 95 or 96? He was a setup man to John Wetland. So even then, getting a start, and then Wetland left and he took over. So, and then you count how many years in his career. So,
yeah, that's a lot of innings, isn't it? And 11 earned runs. That's insane.
And the Red Sox have a couple of them.
Yes, they do. Good. The other one I have is around the infamous Robin Ventura and Nolan Ryan little fisticuffs punch up. We've all seen it a million times. We all love it. It was great. Robin Ventura, the only man to get 6 hits off of Nolan Ryan in the same inning.
6 quality hits too. They were.
I'm pretty sure there were 6 to the best uppercuts while he was in a headlock.
Yeah.
They were all good. That's all I remember.
Nolan must have caught the couple because he had that.
He did have a split
bloody nose or whatever it was. Yeah.
Split lip or
then
whatever.
went and pitched the rest of the game with that bloody jersey.
Yep. Unreal.
Can't get away with that now.
Nah,
He's
You can't
probably
even
out
look-
on concussion rule.
Yeah.
he would have been better. Look at the picture and he would have got ejected. But
And blood bin, you're gone.
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Change your
Oh.
jersey, old son.
Soft.
What do you got for us, Davo?
I got 3 this week going across a couple of sports. So I'll
Yep.
keep the baseball theme going first. Good old Greg Maddux, another one on Maddux, but this time not for his pitching. So when he was 42 years old, he was the oldest pitcher to steal a base in Major League Baseball in the last 113 seasons. So it's sort of like that. We're not just talking a year or two here, 113 seasons to be the oldest sneaky base stealer for a pitcher. So
I tell you what, you won't see it. You won't see anyone break that.
No.
There probably will be one person, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Showy.
Showy if he makes that age. But yeah, now with the designated hitter, that stat's going to live on for forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
You think so?
So that was the first one. On the cricket now for the second one. So the most runs scored by an individual in a day's play, in a day's cricket, was 309 by Don Bradman since 1930. So nowadays, tests like teams are struggling to score 300 in a day. Don Bradman still holds the record for 309 runs in a single day. That's a fair effort.
Freak.
Yeah.
No,
Absolute freak.
he was.
No Brian Lara, but what was his in his ODI? Didn't he score? Well, I wasn't in a single day though, was it?
No,
He scored 400, didn't he?
he scored 400 in an innings,
Yes.
which is still a fair effort, but
Not in a single.
day.
Yeah, not a single day.
I think the only team that can keep up with that is England at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
With their baseball.
Yeah, the way they're playing and scoring quickly. And then finally, a bit of golf. So currently, Rory McIlroy has the 4th most weeks all time as the number one at 113 weeks. If he remained number one from now through the middle of January 2030, he would be still 200 weeks shy of Tiger Woods' record for holding out number one as a world golfer. So if he held number one for the next 7 years, he is still 200 weeks. He's still another 4 years short of Tiger Woods.
That's unreal.
Just shows how dominant Tiger Woods was.
Yeah.
Still is. But yeah, that's unbelievable.
Crazy stat. I don't have anything as good as that.
That's still 4 years over 4 years shy of Tiger Woods if he was at the top for every week for 4 years.
Pretty much 11 more years. Yeah, he'd have to be number one for 11 more years. So I don't know if that says how good Tiger was, or mind you, the standard of golf was still pretty good back then. So Mickelson's, Vijay Singh, a few others that were there while Tiger was playing. So yeah, that's a streak.
Massive.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Massive. All right. I've got 2 for you fellas. Baseball. Freddie Freeman on intentional talk. 2 months ago, I'm hitting 220 batting average. And Charlie goes, Dad, I'm going to need you to start playing better so I can go to the All-Star game and meet Fernando. I said, is that the only reason you want me to play better? Yep. How brutal is that? So
Gotta
brutal.
love kids.
But just, so true.
Yeah,
and the other one, I sent this one by Sean Smith. It was a good one. Not only does Ty Cobb hold a single season and career records for steals of home, he also holds a record of stealing second, third, and home in the same innings 4 times. That's crazy.
Second, third, and home in the same inning.
In the same innings 4 times.
Unheard of.
Crazy. You don't see the old steal home anymore.
Nah.
That's for sure.
No, someone tried it a couple of years ago, didn't they, in the World Series? against Kershaw.
Can't remember.
I'm pretty sure the big lefty with he's got that really big slow arm lift and then he comes down real slow. I'm pretty sure someone tried to steal home and he
Yeah, I think it was one of the Red Sox, wasn't it?
You got some homework, Randall, then?
now this was only like when did the Dodgers win it? 2020.
No, was it 19 or 20?
Well, it might have been against the Rays.
COVID year.
Was it
It was
Randy?
too.
Was it
Yeah,
Randy that tried it?
A Rosarena. That was it. That's right. He tried to steal home on him.
Hmm.
And it was bloody close too.
Yeah, right.
But he was out.
Don't remember it. I'm going to have to look it back up.
But
Yeah.
I read somewhere, like the stolen base there, I read somewhere too that Ricky Henderson stole third that many times. If someone, like, it's going to be another untouched sort of record that he had so many steals of third.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he didn't steal home much. So, yeah, shows Cobb back in the day. Once he got on,
Yeah.
see you at home soon, boys.
That's it.
And you can't put him on because you know he's going to score.
I still remember as a young fella watching John Gorsuch. He always used to steal third and home. I don't know what it was. He could just read the play. He wasn't quick. But he could just read the play and know what the pitchers are going to do.
Yeah, I'll bucket.
Yeah, that's him. All right, that's our tidbits. Thanks to Hawkesbury Brewing Co. Sponsoring the show this week. Make sure you go and grab a beer there.
NFL Super Bowl's on there too, don't forget.
Yeah, NFL Super Bowl is on there. They're going to have food vans and everything there. So if you're local, get down there. Train station's just near there also, Randall. So makes it a bit easier, that's for sure.
Makes it hard though with the length of the game and 3 p.m. school pickup on the afternoon.
Yeah.
And being an hour away in Newcastle.
Cutter McKee, mate. They can walk home from there. It's not too far. Only a couple of main roads they can walk over, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Quick
Let
to
them
learn.
let them play Frogger.
They got to learn sooner or later, don't they? Everyone else did.
You probably mention that to them and they'd be like, what the hell's Frogger?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Now, I've got a couple of topics, fellas, that we can go to. We've got NFL, cricket, Oz Open tennis, or we've got the MLB news. You guys pick. I got nothing.
Any, many, money, Mo.
NFL.
Yep, NFL it is. It's a big one.
The Chiefs.
Who?
They made it. I didn't pick him. I'm a supporter of theirs. Didn't pick him to win, and what a game it was.
Unreal, wasn't it, mate? Like, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs, AFC champs. It's not well done.
Massive.
They beat the Bengals 23-20, and it was at the death.
It was
a bonehead play.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't it a bonehead play? And didn't one of his teammates let him know about it too? I don't know if you've seen in the video of as they're going in the change rooms. He copped a surfer, and fair enough too.
Yep, my word. That was, what was it? A 15-yard penalty. Put him up into field goal range. Like, come on. Got to be smarter than that.
What about, I guess, the play to get him there, Randall? Like, Mahomes ran that 12 or 15 yards or whatever to get to out of bounds as well on a limping
leg.
Yeah, been limping. That last quarter was brutal. So it was a big play from him. And and getting pushed out.
Big time players, mate. They come up with the big time plays. That's what he's paid for, isn't it? So, he hadn't really been able to run the ball all game, and
and he lost a lot of his receivers too.
Yeah,
like I know they got assistance with the refereeing. You can say all you want about that, how much it sort of helped them, but when you look how limited he was in options to throw to and all that, hobbling himself, I think it sort of evened itself out to showed how good they were.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree totally with you, Davo. And as you blokes know, I did send a message saying that they did get a fair bit of help in that last quarter. All, I guess, controversial decisions went their way with the refereeing. There was also a pretty cool picture of the referee holding Mahomes' jersey and Mahomes holding a referee's jersey in one of the memes I've seen tonight.
or
was-
him holding up the trophy for MVP of the conference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Classic.
it's the way it goes, isn't it? Like sometimes those 50-50 borderline calls go the way of one team. Sometimes they go the other way. Sometimes they get a bit of each. But that's just how it is. It happens in all games, doesn't it? You know,
Yeah.
like especially those games where it can be a bit iffy. Like we talked earlier in the year, there was a few roughing the passer penalties that went the way of Brady.
Yeah.
And we all commented and said that was really soft. Like we've just watched it in another game where it's been a lot more physical on the quarterback and nothing's been called. So
Yeah.
you know, you earn that. You earn the luck, I guess, at the end of the day, don't you? Or you earn those calls.
And I guess Chris Jones
So-
has played on the third down for the Bengals too. I think it was our 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 7 or something. And Chris Jones sacked Burrows. That was pretty impressive. So yeah,
Was that his? Did I hear him say
second.
that was his first sack of the playoffs or something like that?
I'm pretty sure he got 2 in the one game, 2 in that
Yeah,
game.
okay. It might have been earlier in the game. I'm sure they said that it was his
Might have been.
first ever postseason sack.
Yeah, it was quality, mate. Quality game.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought the Bengals were gonna do them, and it was just that the whole second half was good to watch.
Yeah, 100%.
Quality shines through, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure does. Burrows was still good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he ended up with 270 yards or something. Let me have a look. 270 yards, 26 from 41, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. So yeah, not great, but 270 yards is a fair amount still.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Chiefs, mate, they come through. Mahomes 29 from 43 with 326.
And look at their leadership too. Andy Reid, like he's up there. He's what equals second now, I think, for sort of most postseason victories.
Yeah.
Didn't he tie Tom Landry or something, like one of the greats? So he unheralded that is, you hear about Mahomes and you hear about a lot of other coaches. He just flies under the radar and gets the job done.
Yeah. He took the Eagles to their last their last run at it, and yeah, it'll be a good show.
Yeah,
What about
this is going to be their third appearance in 4 years. So
4 years? Yeah.
you know, proof's in the pudding, isn't it? They've got a quality team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, they sort of stayed under the radar a bit for most of the season, and obviously the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go in as red hot favourites after their season. They've had a really good run. They absolutely smashed San Francisco.
Yep, 31-7. Wow.
Yeah, so I guess the Purdy incident where they got his arm bent back, and what did he do, Davo? Tore his UCL.
Torn UCL. So they've said have surgery. He's getting a second opinion on it. If he does, it's going to be 6 months on the sidelines.
Yeah.
So it's a tough way to finish a year.
Absolutely.
Especially the year he's had, like he stepped up so well.
Yeah.
When Jimmy G went down. So really, really, heartbreaking for him. But I don't know what difference he would have made. The way the Eagles defense was.
Yeah.
Like I don't, it's too late now. You can only speculate it didn't happen, but going down so early in that first quarter, it ruined their chance. I think they just didn't know. They had no chance to prove themselves, did they?
There's a stupid amount of penalties from the defense as well. San Francisco defense.
Which is unlike them.
Yeah, they've been strong defensively all year. They've been sort of that top team defensively, so it was pretty woeful to see. But I guess that's what happens when you bring in your fifth string quarterback in a playoff game like that. Like you don't see that very often.
No, you don't. What happens to Purdy next year?
Oh, that's a tough one. Hey, I don't know what Jimmy G's got on his contract. Do you guys know?
I think he's up for he's right to leave if he wanted to, because some of the memes going around are like showed him smiling on the sideline. It's like, oh, your last game with the organisation sort of thing. So I'm not sure of the absolute of the details, but I think he's open to go elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd be mad not to have him have Purdy as their quarterback. But I mean, Jimmy G's obviously a quality quarterback in himself. There were rumors that Tom Brady was heading there for a cameo as well. So following some people on Twitter, and that's the talk out there. But
The talk's also Miami too, because he was there checking out schools for his kids, and that's where he's living now. So he's off to the Dolphins, which doesn't make sense when you got Tua there. So,
yeah,
but yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of stories for him.
yeah, maybe he
Who
can.
knows?
He might. He was a 7th round pick in 1995 for Montreal Expos. Maybe he could come and have a game for the Toronto Tigers.
He
Oh,
was
mate. Put
he
him to the
was the
start.
last he was the last draft choice of the Montreal Expos.
Yeah,
So there's a extra little tidbit that the last pick the Expos ever had was Tom Brady.
yeah, solid. Right, who's your predictions, fellas? For
Pretty good.
But no matter what,
The
the Kels family,
oh yeah, that's going to be solid.
yeah, one way or another, there's a trophy coming to the Kels house. I don't know which one,
There's
but
been plenty of smack talk about it.
yeah,
So I had a bit of lag going on here, fellas. So if I talk over you, just stop me.
it's just normal, isn't it?
Oh, it's crazy. You start talking, and then all I notice is Randall talking in fast speed up there in the top left. Looks like his mouth doing these ones. Like one of those movies from the 1960s, the martial arts movies.
Bruce Lee movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a bit of Michael Winslow from Police Academy when he did it.
That's him. That was gold. What about the cricket, Davo? What's happening in the? Oh, let's talk about who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Who have you got?
I got the Eagles. I think, yeah, they've been more consistent all year. So they rolled over 49ers, no meat feet. So I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Kansas City. If Mahomes is 75% fit, I'm going to go with Kansas City. Eagles, I don't know. I still feel like they haven't really had that real good challenge.
Yeah.
Like they've soared all year long and all that sort of stuff, but have they really played a high quality team?
They will this week or next week in a
2
fortnight.
weeks.
Suppose so.
I reckon that 2 weeks is going to be good for Mahomes anyway. He needs it for the recovery of his.
For Kansas City in general, really.
Yeah, true. His three receivers that were out, and yeah. So
What about the salary cap increase that was announced today? Did you see that?
didn't see it.
The so for the 2023 season, the NFL salary cap's going to go up to 224.8 million. So it's an increase of 16.6 million per team.
Yeah.
What does that do for a few teams? I think personally for the Ravens, I get that feeling that's what Lamar may have been holding out for that increase.
Yeah.
Find out what that increase is to see how much he can go to market with.
Well, there's talk out of Green Bay that Rodgers is on the trading block. They're open to calls.
Yeah.
So
I heard that as well.
That'd free up a lot of money for them next year.
Yeah, what's he? 50 mil a year, isn't he?
Yeah, something close to it.
Year, so I think we had a show a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, I guess 16 mil is a lot of money, depending on what sort of player they're after. I'm sure a fella like Brady, who's just lost probably half of his wealth to his divorce, he'd be up for an extra couple of mil for another year in the sun
Mm.
or snow, as it might be. Who
Well,
knows where he's going to be? Green
you,
Bay. He might be at Green Bay in the cold.
best way to go. But a final thing on their NFL, I was watching Pardon the Interruption the other day, and they were talking about the neutral sites that the Super Bowl's held at and how the Super Bowl lacks atmosphere. It's it's like, yeah, it's your everyday fan there, but it's not a real home crowd.
Yeah.
So they were throwing around the idea of the possibility of getting rid of the neutral area, neutral ground, and like being like every other sport, sort of like the one with the best record
Yeah.
hosts the Super Bowl and has that home field advantage.
I like it.
So, what's your thoughts on like every other sport does it? And both guys were saying they've been to Super Bowls and it's been flat
Yeah.
because you don't have that home field advantage for one team. You don't have that home crowd making an absolute raucous every time the opposition has the ball.
We only got to look at Arrowhead Field on the last weekend, mate. Like,
Yeah,
see a red, got him home. And
yeah.
I
We
don't know,
all
like,
know every sport that home field makes such a difference to a team.
and
So I don't know if the commissioner's thinking about it, but I'd be
I hope
all
so.
for it. It's like they were saying, oh, it leaves people with not much notice to organise things. Well, I'm sorry, the baseball does it, the basketball does it, ice hockey does it. Um, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be too hard to organise. It would
I-
sell out
If the
in the
Australian
same amount of
Baseball League
time.
can do it for their ABL, I'm sure someone
Yeah.
like Kansas City Chiefs could organise a few people over.
You just got to put your celebrities in the cold, maybe.
That's it. That's it.
I think they should do it 100%. Like you said, fans are that passionate. They won't give two hoots if they find out 4 days beforehand or. But
Yep.
it's the Super Bowl. They've got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like the MLB or something where it could be a couple of days out,
Yeah.
or some of these other sports, cricket or whatever. The Big Bash. Like you only find out a few days earlier. Like people will go. People will buy tickets anyway, and they'll flock to it.
Yeah.
They'll have
And
a
you'll get the
fair
home
idea.
field.
I like the idea of the home field for sure.
Yeah, it makes you. If you look at the Eagles, they've had a absolute monster year. Why shouldn't they get some advantage for it?
Yeah.
What do they get? Number one seed or whatever. So they play like the lowest team. Like,
Yeah.
This day and age, every team, when it gets to playoffs, any team can beat any team.
Yeah.
So why not? Why
And
not?
now they're going to Arizona. And it's like, well, both teams are going to turn up at Arizona. It's like, oh, well, it's just like an away game for us.
Yeah. No, I'm all for it. And I like the way the ABL have done it this year as well. Top tier team gets to choose whether they play the last two or the first two. I'm a real fan of that. And
Yeah.
and Adelaide's picked to play their last two at home. So Perth Heat versus Adelaide Giants. First game in Perth and then the following two in Adelaide. Did you boys catch any of the ABL on the weekend?
Yeah, I got a little bit. Watched the bits and pieces of a few games.
Yeah.
It's good watching.
Yeah.
I think that's a great call, though. And it's why not? It's an advantage to the highest placed team.
Yeah.
So you want to give them something like it is sort of like home field advantage. How would you like to use it?
Yeah. No, I agree. Thought it was real good. Yeah. The ABL fellas, Brisbane Bandits got done. Not sure who took that out of all of us last week, Randall.
Nah, actually, somebody did. Might have been you. Yeah. Yeah. We did say we thought it would be close.
Yeah. No, it was always going to be a good series. And you did touch on it last week about them maybe not coming up against that top tier competition, having Blue Sox, Cavs, sort of Auckland on their division. They did Did, however, have a million wins for the year. Had the highest win percentage. But obviously, the red hot Perth Heats come through with the goods. Game one was an absolute cracker. I watched the majority of that, and it was brilliant to watch. Just a backwards and forwards game, and yeah, quality game. What about the Adelaide and Auckland? I didn't see a whole heap of that, fellas. But obviously Adelaide did enough to get through.
Still went to game 3 though, so they didn't have it all their own way. I didn't see much of it, but I know they did. Yeah, have to do it in 3. So it was good to see Auckland put up a fight. As you say, Adelaide's well up here compared to the others, but for Auckland to fight to force game 3 and make it tight there for a while was good to see. But class just shone through.
Yeah, pretty impressed by the Auckland pitching throughout the year. Having those couple of Japanese guys was good to see. Those Auckland guys, obviously, wife's creeping in to the podcast room. She's not even saying hi. How rude. It was great to see, obviously, the Adelaide guys get through. And Big Ricks and Wingrove on the NBN News tonight having his say on, what might happen in the future. Good luck to Adelaide. It's going to be a great series.
Yep. Yeah, I think all 3 of those games were only 2-run games. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. And I think they were washed out Saturday, so they played the doubleheader Sunday. So they were all close. It was good to see.
It is good to see. That goes straight ahead this weekend, doesn't it? They don't have a 2-week gap like the Super Bowl. No. Imagine having a 2-week gap in baseball. Gee, wouldn't be able to move.
You would be able to get your arm started again.
The rust there. It's like they struggle when they have like 3 or 4 days in between playoffs.
Yeah. Speaking of struggling to move, pitchers and catchers report soon, fellas. Pretty sure it's the 15th of Feb, so it should
closing
be
in.
Interesting to watch.
Getting ready for the Classic.
Yeah, I know. When you get the MLB TV, you get a fair bit of the, I guess, the preseason games and all the bits and pieces. But hopefully, we get a bit more and get a bit more shown this year. It's always good to see who's doing what and how they're doing. A lot of the clubs are bringing a lot of their social media into spring training, which is pretty cool. Get a bit of an insight on what they're doing and how they throw and stuff like that. But is there anything exciting that you guys are looking forward to for the MLB season?
Well, for me, it goes without saying, after going from a 50-win team to a 80-odd win team, like, or whatever they won, like, season should be bright.
Yeah.
For the old Orioles. I know they just signed last week another 2 pitchers, or they traded for another 2 pitchers.
Yeah.
So Oakland have traded up 2 of their starters. So
that doesn't sound like the A's.
No, it doesn't. Especially for one infielder, one prospect.
Mm.
So whatever, but yeah. For me, it's all looking up.
Yeah. I think what's good also about this year, Randall, is teams. I'm looking at the Giants' point of view. They're not going to have a million series against the Dodgers. They've brought in the rule where they're playing each and every team in the league at least one series, which I think is good for clubs like Baltimore, like the Giants. It's even going to be good for Boston, Davo. Like they get to play against different teams, and there's going to be people that play in ballparks that haven't played in before.
Yeah,
like, that's cool. Yeah. I really like what they've done there.
Like last year, the season is talking about people playing in ballparks they haven't played in before. It was the Orioles played the Cardinals at Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
Which is the new Busch Stadium, which opened, I think, 15 years ago or something.
Yeah.
That was the first time the Orioles have played at New Busch Stadium. It's been open for 15 years. Like,
Crazy, isn't it?
how?
Yeah.
So I think it's great. I think it's great. Play everybody, especially like Davo. You'd be the same. That AL East,
Oh,
getting away from having to play the friggin' Yankees and
the Rays,
Tampa Bay, and the Blue
Toronto.
Jays. A million times a year. Like, oh, I'm much happier to go and play Cleveland and you know those Oakland and those teams on that West Coast.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
baseball being back.
Yeah. Bring it on. I
Yeah,
think you guys play off in opening series too. I think Baltimore are at Boston for the opening day.
series loss for the Red Sox already, I'd say.
Ooh,
I was
I was going the other way.
looking through to all of that, but should be good. So yeah, anything else? Oh, that's what else for the MLB. What about MLB the show? The new the face of the show, mate. Oh, Chisholm.
Yeah, Jazz Chisholm Jr. I was surprised. I'm surprised that it's him. Like usually, 2022 was showy. Year before was Fernando Tatis.
Yeah,
Judge before that. It's usually
Javier Baez,
Harvey Byers. Yeah, like
Bryce
it's always
Harper.
usually someone that's had a massive year the year before.
Yeah,
I
Jazz
thought it was.
Chisholm,
I thought it was going to be J Rod.
J
yeah,
Like
Rod.
yeah,
the year he's had, and as you say, it's the guys that are setting the league on fire and the names that are coming through.
Yep.
Guns.
I thought he might have been up there, but yeah, he has come out and said, "Put me in centre field, coach, and I'm going to win you a Gold Glove out there." So he's talking the talk.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, like rookie of the year, and had an awesome season. Like he's the sort of player you'd expect to see on there. I was also a little bit disappointed it wasn't, the one that was floating around with Carlos Correa. You actually get the option to pick which team you want him to be, and you can have one of three teams. So,
I reckon they'll probably bring it in where he does play for any team you want him to.
Yeah,
Just
pending
gotta have a
medical.
medical. Have a medical. Yeah. You
No,
that Randall. What is that? That comes out the end of March, isn't it? A couple of days before.
yeah, usually just
28th or something.
before Easter. So
Beauty.
I don't know. I actually haven't got on there yet to do my pre-purchase, but usually gives me an extra couple of days to get on there and play around.
You'll be all over it, mate.
Oh, mate, haven't touched it since the end of the season.
Brutal. What? Because they don't do updates.
No, they do, but apparently the wife said I need to have a break or something. Or
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Like, get too cranky. Oh no, it's good you're having a break now. Anyway, just watching cricket and drinking those Hawkesbury. Yeah, look at them,
The hazy.
hazy, mate. Got to do something, mate. Come on. All right, fellas. Australian Open, been and gone. The Joker won 6-3, 7-6, 7-6. Had a nice 22 on his jacket there. A couple of, I think there was a couple of jabs out of the side of the arms and stuff as well, but I'm not sure. But you watch any of the tennis?
A little bit. I watched
Yeah.
the men's doubles final,
Yeah,
which is awesome to see. A couple of Australians.
a couple of Aussies did real well.
Yeah, that's it. I think they were a wild card entry, weren't they?
Yeah, there was 3 wild cards, I believe, mate.
Yeah.
But, fantastic to see.
Yep.
Who won the women's? I didn't even watch the women's.
The women's singles was
Right.
Sabalenka.
Oh yeah, easily. 4-6, 6-3, 6-4. You beauty. There was a couple of Aussies do really well. Let's have a look at the Australians. Men's doubles. They did all right. Can't even pronounce their names. There was a few Aussies in there. Anyway, enough of the tennis.
Losiewski,
Yeah, that's them. Kaminsky now. Smith,
Yeah.
Rubbish Spinney was left out of the side last night.
that's him. Yeah. Cricket, Davo. What's happening with the cricket?
Well, the cricket, we're getting down to the Big Bash finals. So we had Perth play Sydney last week to make it straight through to the grand final and host it. So um, quite a close game. Wasn't a big blowout or big high scoring game that a lot of people thought, but Perth came away the victors there. So they now will host the game next Saturday. So in the meantime, their qualifiers, their eliminators, all the things they've had. We've now got the Heat playing the Sixers Thursday night at the SCG to book a spot in the final. Be totally different teams for the Heat anyway, because the Australian players have now been, or the Test players have been taken out of the team. So for Sixers, it's not too bad. Oh, it's a big loss in Steve Smith, the way he's been striking the ball. But it's only him. They lose Lyon as well, but Lyon hasn't been bowling a whole lot, so they've had Murphy and Najib and Socky there still sort of throwing grenades. But the Heat lose Quasha, Renshaw, and Labuschagne. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come back from that, considering it's been those three guys that have led from the front for the Heat. Ness is still there, I think, so he'll be good for them. But yeah, so the winner or that game Thursday night plays Perth. Perth, I don't think haven't really lost anyone for the Test series, so it just shows what a solid lineup they've had, that they can go through the comp without too many players coming in and out. But I think Sydney will probably knock off Brisbane Thursday night. And it's a tough one. I'd love to say Sydney are going to win the final, but being played over in Perth, it showed that Perth was used to that quicker wicket, where the Sydney hitters took a little while to get used to that quicker pitch. Sydney like it slow. They've got the spinners. But it might be a game, if they get through, for someone like Jackson Bird to come into his own. But I'm predicting Sixers Scorchers final, and Sixers. I'll stick with them.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
that's what's happening with the Big Bash. They had the Alan Border medal last night, and the Belinda Clark medal as well. So good old Smithy won for the fourth time. He joins Michael Clark and Ponting as the most winners of that. Beth Mooney, she's had a great season, domestic and international. So easy winner for Belinda Clark. Uzi being the Test Player of the Year.
What about his suit? How good was his suit?
And his speech afterwards. It's sort of like, he certainly knows how to drive it into him. So they had that last night. So the summer of cricket is winding up. So the women, they take off to South Africa for the World Cup. They've got to defend their title over there, and I think they should do that. They're the form side. England might put up a bit of a fight, India a little bit, but Australia should come home with that. And then the big series I'm looking forward to, starting the 9th of Feb, is Australia over in India for a few tests. So
what is it? Four test day though, isn't it?
Yeah.
4 test series.
4 test series over there, which is going to be a long slog. And
India got a few out though, don't they? Isn't Boomerang's not there?
I'm not sure. I know he's getting a bit long in the tooth anyway, but I haven't seen much of the makeup of the Indian side. But they always show up. They always sort of find a tweaker out of nowhere on those dust bowls. And then their batting does well. So they're hitting a bit of form with their batting. So us taking 20 wickets will be a big ask.
Yeah. Absolutely. I look forward to that test. Those tests, that'll be good to watch. I haven't watched much of the Big Bash this year, but the tests I'm looking forward to.
And
what is it? 3
Warner
p.m.
finally 2:30. Yeah, 2:30 for like a 3 o'clock start. So it's a nice afternoon / evening watching cricket.
Good beauty.
And I was going to say, it looks like your man Warner was finally showing up, Randall, for the Thunder, and then the Thunder hit and
shattered. absolutely shattered. Well, they fall 8 runs short or something with the Duckworth Lewis, whatever it is,
Yep.
system. Oh, mate, I was shattered. I was absolutely shattered. It was probably too many runs for him anyway, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. The heat started well, and it would have needed, like, as I say, Warner free rein from ball one to even be close to sort of sticking with them. So
But they still had a little bit of hitting, like with Ollie Davies and that still in the shed. But it was going to be a tall order, I think. But like you said, Uzi and loose bus change just took it away from them.
yeah.
Like the way they batted was unreal. It was good to watch, even though they were playing against the team you follow. It was good to watch.
And it was a good, and in a way, stick it up your jumper to the Australian selectors as well. The Australian selectors for the 2020 World Cup, or sorry, 2020 World Cup, chose to leave out Labuschagne, Smith, and Khawaja for these so-called specialists.
Yeah,
Quality
Tim Davids, and these sort of blokes that.
Yeah, quality is quality.
Yep.
It's like, and they've shown that this summer in all formats, and especially the Big Bash at the end here. The way they've gone off, like Smith played 4 games and was the leading 6 hitter for the whole competition from 4 games.
And what did he score? He had 200s and 250s or something, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. So
it just reminds me of a few years ago. Khawaja come back from playing international cricket to I think he come back to the Thunder.
To the Thunder, yep.
And he did the same sort of thing. He peeled off 200s, and every other innings he was scoring 50 odd.
Yep. And he really won them. He won them that title.
That's it. That was the year they won the title. So yeah, it's good to see those guys come back and perform like that, isn't it?
Yeah. So hopefully the selectors have now learnt quality. Don't pigeon, like, just don't box people in, say you're a specialist at this. It's sort of like, if they're playing well, choose them. Any format.
Yep. 100%.
Any game. Selectors, if you're listening.
That's another mound, eh?
Well, while we're talking about these cricket legends, I've seen one of our fellas we used to play baseball against, Nathan Holloway, had Jason Sanger come down to Wallsend training today and shared some goodies with the kids. How good's that to see, stars that, local stars that have gone all the way, come back and give back to the kids. I think it's fantastic, fantastic to see.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Yep. Kids look up to them, and they would have had a ball and probably learn a whole heap.
Well, Central Coast were lucky enough when they had their launch for the Junior Rep Carnival, they had Labuschagne there. And I didn't make the night, but from all words, like, every kid just loved it. It's like, because they love him so much. But for him to take time out and just turn up to a Central Coast sort of thing is huge.
Massive.
And those kids that night would have got so much out of it. Like these kids we've seen Sanger turn up.
Yeah, for sure.
I think actually in that sort of thing, we only saw it the other day, Hudson, when we I think it was on Monday. Boss and Cambo came out to the summer sizzle, and they got to sit down with the kids and have a chat to the kids and talk to them, and there was a junior Cavs team there and that sort of stuff. And they all loved it, exactly like you said. Like, those kids, they're local boys. They live around the corner. It's nothing for them to just stop in.
Yeah.
And they
both on their work lunch break.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Like you were, Randall. You were on your lunch break for those 4 days, weren't you?
I was. It was a long break.
Yeah.
I'd been building it up over the last 20 years. But yeah, just like what they gave to those kids, and was just talking to them and whatever, and we heard a parent come over and say, "Mate, that's a massive effort to come to this." Like, blah blah blah. Oh, you play for the Cavalry. Oh, it's a lot. You've come all the way from Canberra, and they're like, "No, we just live around the corner." Oh, okay. Well, anyway, still, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, the kids loved it.
Yeah.
And it takes nothing.
Well, it reminds me of a cricket story Alan Davo told us. Of Michael Clark. Michael Clark was playing a New South Wales game at Bankstown Oval, and the kids walked up to him, asked for an autograph, and Clark shooed him away and just said, "Nah, go away, kid." That did not sit well with Alan Davo. He did not like that one bit. So he's gone down there and tore strips off Clark to say, these kids are the future of the game. They look up to you. You need to take the time and you will sign every autograph of every kid that comes along here. And that just took Clark down a peg or two to have someone like Alan Davidson come up and say that. And Alan Davidson went and found that kid, brought him back. Clark signed everything that was thrown in front of him after that. But just the difference in some people that some need to be pushed to do that, where others like Boston Camo, it's like, yep, let's go. But the kids are the future, and they're the ones that look up. And he said, they pay your salary. The parents that bring them out here, so you will sign every autograph of every kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only have to look in the media recently to see what sort of character he is anyway. So, he's always been like that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's always been bigger than the sport.
Yeah. No, there's plenty of them around, mate. And there's plenty of good guys in all different sports that are willing to chip in for the kids.
The good thing is there's more good guys than there are bad guys. It's just a shame that in all sports that the bad guys are the ones that grab the headlines.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, fellas. Have a good week. Let's leave it there. And good luck at cricket this week, Dave. I hope the kids are feeling better and they get a game in, mate.
Yeah. Oh, the daughter was chomping at the bit last week. She's like, I feel better. Why can't I go? And it's like, you tested positive like 3 days ago. We're not going to let you out to infect others in your team.
I'm good to go, Dad.
Yeah.
Put me in.
Yeah, she was. And by Sunday, they were bouncing, they were throwing cricket balls around the house. And it's like, how we've still got glass in the house, I don't know.
Perspex windows.
Oh, yeah. So we're all up for a game this week.
Mate, I don't know, Dave, if you had the sensors going, mate, but Ruben often watches a bit of YouTube and he flicked on Sports Rewind and he said, where's Davo? He's always into me about going to BJ's house. Is Davo there? Is Davo here? Is Davo doing this? Mate, he was worried about you last week because you weren't on the show. Good to see you back this week, mate.
Mate, let him know. Back to normal. Back to usual dribble.
Yeah, he'll be happy to see your face. He does watch it. I don't know what he does with it, but yeah, it's on in the background. There's Davo. Hey, BJ. Yeah. Hey, good to have you back. Fellas, have a good week.
Talk to you soon. Thanks again to Hawkesbury Brewing.
Legends.
Good on you. Get down to the Super Bowl on Monday the 13th. If you need somewhere to watch, they've got it live streamed, so get amongst it.
Just rock up anytime.
Yeah. I'll be there. See ya.
See you, fellas.